that is the concern, is it's about the cumulative risk over decades, not necessarily what happens in a year or 2 years, although certainly those are questions that need to be asked too. So I think that the perspective of kind of thinking about cumulative benzene exposure like we think about cumulative and intense sun exposure is a good way to put it in perspective. And we want to minimize that exposure as best as possible. And I think there are products out there right now that have this cold chain supply. One of those is the triple combination antibiotic that has the adapalene, benzoyl peroxide, and clindamycin. This triple therapy combination actually is cold chain from manufacturing to the pharmacy. And so what I've been doing when I prescribe that for my patients is to actually just say, hey, get it, keep it in the refrigerator at home and use it that way. And it works just fine. And I know it works just fine because my teenage son is on it too, and it's working great. And he's very happy, and I'm very happy. And we're doing it in a very safe way. And so I feel comfortable using these types of products with these modifications at the current time. But with that said, I do think there continues to be a lot of questions. And I think every provider is going to have a different level of comfort, and every patient will have a different level of comfort. And there's nothing wrong with that. I do think that there's a number of questions about, well, some of these epidemiologic studies that have been published recently don't seem to show an increased risk of cancer. But as I said, we got to think about this in the long term. And a lot of the databases that some of these epidemiological studies are coming from, they're one database. They're not necessarily fully complete. All the data that you may need to understand things such as blood benzene levels, a lot of that data is actually not necessarily complete, accurate, or sufficient to answer some of the scientific questions that we really need to know. And so I do think there needs to be a lot more research into this area. And then there will be over time. So a lot of this science is certainly hypothesis generating as well, and will create new investigations, new research, and hopefully come up with an innovative new way to utilize benzoyl peroxide in dermatology. That's what's going to come out of all of this, is a very exciting new way to utilize it, or something even better that helps patients even more with greater safety.